Do you think your dreams are fantasies deep within your brain? Wrong. How many times have you dreamt you were standing on an unfamiliar planet? The sky glowed with an eerie purple, unfamiliar boulders floated across the ground, and the air was filled with an unfamiliar scent. You've clearly never been there, yet you clearly feel the wind, the temperature, the gravity. Even more terrifyingly, the images you see in your dreams are strikingly consistent with the space illusions described by some astronauts. The question arises, who planted these images in your mind? Why do you dream of a universe you can never reach? What if dreams themselves are interstellar communications? Chapter 1. Vertical Bar. The truth about dreams, the brain's cosmic antenna. Science textbooks teach us that dreams are simply the release of the subconscious, the piecing together of fragments of memory. But is this really the case? Think carefully. Why are some dreams so precise and detailed? Buildings you've never seen, symbols you've never learned, can take shape in dreams. That familiar strangeness pierces the soul, making one wonder if they've been there before. Ancient civilizations long ago recognized that dreams aren't internal products, but external signals. In ancient Babylon, the Epic of Gilgamesh describes heroes receiving divine revelations through dreams. In China, the Zhougong interpretation of dreams serves not only as a divination tool, but also as a connection to the way of heaven. In Mayan texts, dreams are considered keys to accessing the memory of the stars. Why do almost all ancient cultures unanimously believe that dreams are a channel from the outside? Could it be that thousands of years ago, they already understood a function of the human brain that modern science has overlooked? The brain is not a machine, but an antenna. Neuroscientists have discovered that when humans enter rapid eye movement, REM sleep, the brain emits a unique gamma wave frequency. This frequency has a striking overlap with the electromagnetic spectrum of the universe. In other words, while you sleep, your brain may be tuning in, receiving signals from the universe. Imagine this. Dreams aren't fantasies, they're downloads. The reason you dream of an alien universe isn't because your brain is randomly piecing things together, but because you're accessing an external database. The interstellar dream. Phenomenon researchers have documented several cases. Dreaming of floating on a planet only to discover that its gravity values closely match those reported by NASA for Mars. Dreaming of geometric symbols, only to discover upon waking that they represent a star code never taught by ancient civilizations. Some people even learn unfamiliar languages in their dreams and can speak fragments upon waking, which unexpectedly correspond to lost ancient languages. If this is just random assembly of the subconscious, why are there such precise details? The three-level structure of dreams spiritualists divide dreams into 3 levels. 1. Physiological dreams, reflections of bodily information, such as dreams of drowning due to hypoxia. 2. Psychological dreams, subconscious reflections, processing, fears, desires, and memories. 3. Cosmic dreams, completely transcending personal experience, entering a certain interstellar field and encountering non-human information. The reason you dream of an unknown universe is likely because you've fallen into the 3rd level. The question is this 3rd-level dream a free exploration of your soul? Or is it some kind of passive access, or even an external experiment? Chapter 2. The Code of Dreams. When you lie down and your eyelids slowly close, you think you're simply entering rest mode. But from the dual perspectives of science and mysticism, your brain and soul, like a quantum receiver, have switched to a different channel. Why do you see unfamiliar cities, unfamiliar planets, and even unfamiliar languages in your dreams? Have you ever wondered? Do these places really exist? Scientists say dreams are the brain's garbage collection mechanism. Spiritualists say dreams are a secret window to the soul. But the true answer is even more disturbing. Dreams are actually an encrypted document sent to you by the universe. Every strange dream is like a letter from outer space. Some use symbols as language, some use emotions as clues, and some use unfamiliar images to trigger forgotten codes deep within your memory. Most people, however, spend their entire lives missing this information. Upon waking, they say, "It was just a dream." But you must know that dreams are never just. Chapter 3. A receiving station for interstellar signals. Imagine that your brain isn't an isolated biological computer. Its structure is like a quantum antenna, constantly receiving frequencies from the universe. Not everyone can hear those frequencies, but in the dream state, your soul's frequency loosens, switching from the human channel to the cosmic channel. At this point, the starry sea, unfamiliar spacecraft, and planets you've never visited in your dreams may not be fiction at all. They are your soul's primordial memories, traces of your past self in other worlds. In India's Vedic texts, it's stated that dreams are projections of the Akashic records. In the ancient Egyptian priesthood, dreams were messages from the star gods. Modern neuroscience research believes that dreams are related to faint photon activity in the pineal gland. These three perspectives consistently point to one fact. Dreams are not simply illusions within the brain, but a form of interdimensional information exchange. Have you ever wondered, why do some dreams leave you feeling anxious and uneasy upon waking, as if you're being surveilled? Why do some dreams fill you with joy, even leaving you with a sense of light all day long? This isn't an illusion. It's your soul truly encountering signals from the other side during its repeated interdimensional journeys. Chapter 4. Signal interference in dreams. Many people have experienced this dream. You're soaring through a vast galaxy when suddenly a piercing hum rips through space and your body begins to plummet. The cosmic scene shatters, replaced by an oppressive, chaotic, and meaningless cacophony. When you wake up, your heart races, sweat breaks out on your forehead, and you can't recall the details of the starry sky. This isn't just an ordinary nightmare. It's signal interference. Ancient mystical traditions suggest that the human brain is naturally wired to receive cosmic channels. However, through education, media, electronic waves, and even our diet, we're flooded with noise like a highly sensitive radio, artificially infused with noise. Unable to tune in to the correct frequency. The question arises, who doesn't want you to remember the universe in your dreams? Who's afraid of you learning you're not just from Earth? Chapter 5. Vertical bar. The tracking system. Behind interstellar dreams, ancient legends tell of dreamwalkers, those who could travel the galaxy in their dreams, acquiring knowledge and even communicating with alien civilizations. But such gifts often come with tracking. Imagine opening an interstellar teleportation point in a dream. and a cold light immediately appears on the other end. That's not a welcome, but surveillance. It's like a sensor long established in the universe. Every time you enter, you leave a flickering mark, telling an unknown entity, he's awake. As a result, many people who have this kind of dream wake up with chills, a tingling sensation in their back, and even days of restlessness. This is because deep down, they know their locations have been exposed. Chapter 6, Vertical Bar, is the universe. You dream of the future, or a memory? A strange phenomenon has emerged in the scientific community. Some people dream of starry sky images that closely resemble the structures of the real universe later captured by telescopes. What does this mean? Do dreams pre-download images of the future? Or are dreams actually awakening you to your forgotten past? A philosopher once said, "Humanity is not dreaming, but being dreamed." In other words, the strange planets you see may be the homeland where your soul once resided. Why do you want to cry in your dreams? Why do you feel a sense of familiarity with an unfamiliar starry sky? That's not an illusion, but rather soul's nostalgia. Chapter 7, Vertical Bar, Hidden Dangers. But I must warn you, not all interstellar dreams bring blessings. Sometimes they are tests. When a system wants to assess your soul's energy, it projects scenarios through dreams. For example, do you fear the unknown? Can you see through false images? Will you choose to submit or resist? Every choice in a dream is recorded. Those battles, escapes, and sacrifices you thought were just dreams are in reality soul-level tests. Do you think waking up is the end? No, that's just the moment you submit your report. Chapter 8, Vertical Bar, How to Guard Your Dream Entrance. If you don't want to be tracked, and if you don't want your interstellar dreams to become a surveillance experiment, you need to learn to protect yourself. A few methods. 1. Set an intention before falling asleep. Tell yourself, tonight my dreams belong to me, not to any system. 2. Record dream fragments. Upon waking, write down even a few words. This will gradually help you reconnect with lost memories. 3. Energy shielding. Ancient practitioners would place crystals, salts, and symbols by their beds to keep the dream frequency pure and undisturbed. 4. Reject automatic guidance. You must realize that some dreams are pushed from outside sources, not actively generated by your soul. Identifying these is the first step to freedom. Chapter 9, Vertical Bar. True awakening, when you finally manage to stay lucid in your dreams, no longer be drawn back by fear during spaceflight, and recognize your own footsteps on unfamiliar planets, you will discover a shocking truth. You are not dreaming the universe, but returning. You will understand that the so-called unknown universe is actually already written into your soul. Dreams are merely the gateway to unlocking it. The next time you dream of a vast galaxy, don't panic. Ask yourself, am I seeing the future, the past, or my true home? Chapter 10, Vertical Bar. The Call of the Universe, Dreams or Memories. Have you ever wondered, those unfamiliar starry skies, those cities you've never been to yet feel incredibly familiar, those unknown languages you speak fluently in your dreams? Are they truly just dreams? Science explains. These are the chaotic firing of neurons in the brain, a collage of the subconscious. But spiritual wisdom tells us these are the call of the universe. Many ancient civilizations have spoken of this idea. Dreams are not hallucinations, but portals to another dimension. The Egyptian Book of the Dead contains passages about star dreams. Tibetan Tantric Buddhism has practices called dream yoga, and ancient Greek temples even practiced dream interpretation, communicating with the gods through dreams. Do you think the alien galaxies you dream of are fantasies? Perhaps they are your soul's homeland. When you see unfamiliar star structures in your dreams, yet clearly know which planets orbit them and which energies flow through them, this isn't a random fabrication of the mind, but the soul remembering its former home. This is why some people cry inexplicably in their dreams. They're not crying for nightmares, but for the feeling of not being able to go back. Dreams are reminding you. Your life doesn't just belong to Earth. Your soul doesn't just belong to your body. Your story extends beyond this lifetime. Perhaps all your anxiety, confusion, and loss stem from a single fact. You're being called back, and you're not ready to respond. The question is, when that call finally arrives, will you choose to continue sleeping, or will you answer it? Chapter 11. Vertical bar, cracks in the matrix, dreams as leaks of truth. Have you ever had a dream like this? In a dream, the sky before you suddenly shatters like glass, revealing a completely different world behind. Or perhaps you see streets, houses, and people, all like a copy and paste program, suddenly distorted and stuck at a certain angle. This experience is often explained in psychology as lucid dreaming or subconscious confusion. But in some spiritual traditions, it has a more striking definition: a flaw in the matrix system. What is the cosmic matrix? It's not a movie, but the web of illusions repeatedly mentioned in ancient wisdom. The Vedas of India call it Maya, the ancient Chinese called it illusion, and modern spiritual circles use the more straightforward term, virtual system. If this world is truly a vast energy program, then dreams may be its cracks. In the waking state, we are tightly bound by our five senses, seeing only prescribed projections. In dreams, however, the five senses are shut down, and the soul briefly escapes the constraints of the physical body and enters another frequency. This is also why many people see light webs, black tracking dots, and strange controllers in their dreams. Those aren't hallucinations, but the source code of a program. Dreams are the only time you're allowed to step outside the boundaries. Imagine this. When you suddenly realize in a dream that everything is virtual, would you be terrified? Or would you be excited? Terrified because you realize your entire life might just be a pre-written script. Excited because it means the script can be modified. Comma dreams aren't the brain's garbage collection bin, but a deliberate back door left by the universe. They allow you to capture fragments of truth in your semi-conscious state. The next time you dream of flying, traveling through time, being hunted, or even coming back from the dead, don't rush to wake up. Ask yourself, is this a sign? Is the universe telling you the program is leaking and you are the one who can discover the loophole? Chapter 12. Vertical bar, the last mirror of awakening. Have you ever wondered why dreams always appear as broken fragments, A scene breaks. A frame abruptly appears. A plot begins to unfold, only to be cut short by an invisible force. You think it's a brain mess, but in reality, it's editing. Someone doesn't want you to see the entire film. Someone doesn't want you to piece together the truth behind it. We call it the last mirror. Deep in dreams, you occasionally glimpse it. It's not a landscape, not a person, but a reflection. You see yourself waking up on another planet. You see yourself passing through a wormhole, surrounded by unfamiliar energy bodies. You see yourself no longer human, but a ball of light. This is the most dangerous moment, because once you recognize that you are not confined to a physical body on Earth, your entire programming goes off. Why do many people dream of flying, only to fall down the moment they're about to take off? Why do many dream of a vast, starry sky, only to be swallowed by darkness? Why do many dream of unfamiliar cities and unfamiliar words, only to wake up the moment they're about to touch them? Because the system won't allow you to cross its boundaries. But the last mirror still exists. It's like a test. How deeply do you yearn for freedom? How much risk are you willing to take to learn the truth? At this moment, your choice is the turning point of your destiny. See it, but pretend to forget, and you'll continue to repeat the established script. See it, and choose to pursue it, and you'll discover dreams are no longer dreams. They are a testing ground to the universe. Conclusion vertical bar. Your dreams are keys, not illusions. Now think back to your dreams, those strange scenes, those inexplicable symbols, those places you've never seen before, yet seem incredibly familiar. Do you still dare to say they're just products of the subconscious? I want to tell you, dreams are the last free passage the universe leaves for the soul. When your days are filled with work, systems, technology, and routines, when your mind is hijacked by media, algorithms, and illusions, only in dreams do you have a glimmer of hope, a chance to touch the truth. But this path is not easy. The deeper you delve, the more you discover. Someone wants you to forget. Someone is trying to erase what you've seen. Someone is controlling everything behind the dream. Is it scary? Yes. But what's even scarier is pretending none of this exists. So, the next time you drift into a dream, when you once again stand on that unfamiliar street, gazing up at a starry sky that doesn't belong on Earth, please don't rush to wake up. Take a deep breath and tell yourself, this is not an illusion. This is a signal from the universe. This is my soul calling out. You are not a prisoner. You are a traveler. Because true freedom lies not in waking during the day, but in being awake at night. Remember, your dreams aren't garbage data in the system. They are the key. The key is in your hands. Do you dare to open that door?